Welcome, ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Wednesday, the 19th of June. Good to have you aboard, part of the Believe Podcast Network, and presented as always by Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733. If you've been involved in any kind of an accident, motorcycle, hit and run, slip and fall, you call the title sponsor of ZASLOW Show 2.0. Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys. They will put their skills to work for you. 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733. And, of course, we got, last night, Stanley Cup Finals Game 5. We're all on edge. We got Game 6 coming up on Friday. The NBA is over. And, hey, you still have Bet Online. That's your number one source for all your sports betting needs. Baseball, golf, soccer, everything going on over the summer. Top fights in UFC, boxing, every stat, every matchup, even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. And when the game's over, you head on over to BetOnline's online casino, get in on some blackjack, some poker. How about unwinding with over 150 slot games? Head to the BetOnline website today. Get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. So, show came out later than usual this afternoon. I sent out a tweet earlier today telling you guys that because I did ESPN radio today. I did Carlin versus Joe, filled in for Carlin. So me and Joe Fortenbaugh, we were on from noon to 3. If you want to listen to that, you get that wherever you get your podcast, same place that you get ZASLOW Show 2.0. You can get today's episode of Carlin versus Joe, or of course, always on the ESPN app. Hit up all the big national stories. We had a lot of fun, so I hope you guys, check that out. I'm doing Carlin versus Joe again tomorrow and Friday. Matter of fact, so it's the summertime, so a lot of the regular hosts are in the day parts, major day parts. They're taking time off. Your boy is going to be able to pinch hit. And here's the thing. Today was day 2 of 13 consecutive days that I'm on ESPN radio. The rest of this week, all of next week, Monday through Friday, and then Tuesday through Friday the week after that, I'm in major day parts, like Carlin versus Joe, Freddie and Harry, Greeny, I'm filling in a couple days. So, yeah, this is a really good stretch for me there with ESPN Radio, and I hope you guys check it out. That's why today's show is a little bit late. Now, if you're saying to yourself, all right, ZASLOW, you got to bring it today because I'm tuning in because, hey, you got to make me feel better over last night. I'm in the dumps right now because of what happened with the Panthers. I had a buddy who sent me a text message right before the game started. He was in his seat, and he goes, this is what $1,000 gets you. He was like a few rows up in the upper deck, and I can't even fathom. I can't even fathom. Now, he went by himself, with another friend, the two of them, and I already told you, I could have been offered great seats in the lower level, regular price, not the secondary market like that. I still wouldn't have went. Now, granted, I was working last night, and we'll get to that. I still wouldn't have went. I want to watch the game with my boys. I want to watch it with my sons. I want to experience winning the Stanley Cup with my family. So I wouldn't have went anyway. But all those people so disappointed last night, especially the first half of the game. What a dud. So here's the thing. I'm on ESPN last night. I'm filling in on Amber and Ian. Both Amber and Ian are out last night. So it was me and Matt Fontana. He's Cleveland-based. And so, but luckily it's Amber's usual crew, the producers and all that. I've worked with them many, many times, and they're really great. They really did me a solid. Because they understand I'm going to be watching the game while we're doing the show, and that's going to be really difficult. It could either be really fun or it could really go in the other direction. Well, guess what? It went to the other direction. Like, last night was a really weird experience being on ESPN Radio. A, while the Panthers are in the Stanley Cup, but more importantly, B, while the Panthers are shitting the bed in the Stanley Cup. That was a tough watch. That was a tough show for me to get through. That final hour, because I got done doing the show, at around like late in the second period. Maybe there was like 3 minutes left in the second period when I got done. And at that point, it's 3-0. So I'm in the dumps. First period ends. I'm doing the show. We're down 1-0. Okay, all right. Like, I don't love it, but okay. Then we get down 2-0. They're getting live reactions on the air. I'm upset. I'm so sad they're down 3-0. They're getting live real-time updates from, well, not updates, but reactions from me. So it's 3-0. Like, it could have been a really fun experience if the Panthers were up 3-0 and I'm on the air. You'd have been able to put together a lot of fun clips. But down 3-0, that wasn't fun for anybody. And so it played out the way that I thought it would, where I would probably finish up at 10 p.m. at the start of second intermission. So I got done at the late in the second period. And, you know, like it's nuts at that point. At the end of the second period, it was 3-0 at one point, obviously, in the middle of the second period. And then the Panthers began to get going. It was 4-2 by the time I get done, right? So I get downstairs. I get situated in the ZASLOW Mansion Sirius room. I got both boys with me. My older one is pissed off. My younger one is disappointed. They're both happy, though, that I'm down there and we can watch this third period together. And we look terrible. Well, actually, so the Panthers get the goal to start the third period, which is exactly what you needed. Needed the goal early on. It's now 4-2. And all right. It's now 4-3. I'm sorry. It's now 4-3. So, all right. That's exactly what we needed. Now we got like the last 15 minutes of the game to get the game tying goal. And and now we're starting to roll. Really. So the Panthers started the game. Like the first 5 minutes of the game, we look great. We did. Or I don't know, great. We look pretty good. Once we get on the power play, which now, I mean, what a disgrace. On the power play, our power play, the Oilers have twice as many goals as we do. We have one power play goal this series. They have two shorthanded goals this series. That's a disgrace. The Panthers' power play is a disaster right now. And, of course, the Oilers have the best penalty kill. Montour with a horrific... And it's not even like it was something that the Oilers did. The Oilers' penalty kill didn't make Montour throw a terrible cross-ice pass across the blue line intended for Barkov, which was intercepted, breakaway goal, 1-0 Oilers. Like, that has nothing to do with the Oilers. And really from that point on, we were shook. Shook. The Oilers owned the rest of the period, and then the first probably 12, 13 minutes of the second period, when they went up 4-1, the Oilers owned the first half of the game. From that point on, we were fantastic. We were cooking with gas. So you get that goal early in the third period to make it 4-3. I thought we were going to come back all the way and win. I did. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit. I said this to my boys. I go, can you imagine? Because now we're coming. We're coming. Can you imagine we win the Stanley Cup like this? We win like this, coming back from 3-0, coming back from 4-1 on home ice. You could tell the arena was going ape shit at 4-3. And obviously come up short, 5-3. Tkachuk, really amazing effort. He had his best game of the series. Oliver Ekman-Larsson is having a tremendous series as well. You've noticed that too, right? Need Barkov to get going these final couple games. Barkov had what we thought was Barkov legacy game 3. Didn't do much game 4, didn't do much game 5. We need Barkov to get going here. The goals that Bobrovsky gave up. The shorthanded goal is a fucking killer. The goal by McDavid. I don't know what happened there. Bobrovsky's got to hug the post. I mean, you know that. The goal by McDavid was ridiculous. It shouldn't have happened. Then the other one, McDavid, who is impossible. It's the way that I felt about Nikola Jokic last year, going up against the Heat, where this guy is impossible. We can't stop him. Except the difference is when McDavid has the puck, like, you could lose the game right now. Because you give up one goal at any point in the game, it can cost you the game. At least with Nikola Jokic, He's got the ball. He's impossible. We can't stop him, but worse that happens, he scores 2, maybe 3 points. We can get right back. We get the ball right after. It's not make it take it. With McDavid, you could lose the game literally any moment he has the puck. Every time he has the puck now, it feels like something terrible is about to happen. And so he's dancing around our defenders. And then he finds Corey Perry, washed up Corey Perry on the other side of the post. Stenlin's got to get there to make sure that pass doesn't get through. Perry scores there. And like I said, they also had the shot that was deflected in off the player's thigh. Can't do a whole lot about that. The goals, of course, for the Panthers, Tkachuk, Rodriguez, who's having a hell of a series on home ice, right? All 4 of his goals are on home ice, games 1, 2, and 5. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson having a heck of a series. So, Bobrovsky, though, you gotta stop that McDavid shot. He's been amazing, but you gotta stop that one. That's the one you look back at, that one and the shorthanded goal. You look back and you're like, fuck, you know? And so we looked terrible once we went on the power play, all the way through about 7-8 minutes left in the second period. But here's the thing. We were fantastic in the third. And like when I came downstairs after the second period and we're down 4-2, and I'm saying to my boys, and I said this on ESPN radio when I signed off last night, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. Because now, you know, you want to do a little bit of math. We're talking a total of 6 periods now, right? Where the Panthers have been outscored 14-3, right? 14-3. The Panthers have been outscored in the last 6 periods now. 2-0 in the third period of game 3, 8-1 in game 4, and now down 4-2 after 2 periods in game 5. And so it feels like we can't stop them anymore. They've exploded, and we can't do anything about them anymore. So that's why, I happen to think it's a really big deal that we began looking like the Panthers again for the third period. Like you saw the carryover. Panthers were up 4-1 in the third period of game 3. 4-3 is the final. The Oilers own the final 10 minutes of the game, 15 minutes of the game. They almost tied it. If they tied it, they were going to win it. You saw, I didn't want to believe this was going to be the case, but you saw there looked to be carryover from the Oilers' third period in game 3 to game 4. So if we can, like I came downstairs, it's 4-2. We're in big trouble. We're in big, big trouble. If we continued to get our shit kicked in the third period last night, I'd feel that we're in serious trouble right now. I don't feel that way. I think that third period mattered last night, and we got back to playing Panther hockey. And it's more in the third period. It's really like last 6 or 7 minutes of the second period on. We looked fantastic. And of course, we outscored them at that point. 2-0. You got the empty net goal at the very end. Let's be honest here, all right? This shit was never going to be easy. It's the Stanley Cup Finals. It's like I said, I am taking the positive angle. After 4 games, we got a split in Edmonton. Yes, they had an opportunity to close out game 4. But we got a split in Edmonton. We're up 3-1. That we did the job. Well, now, how would you feel if before the series started, I told you, the Panthers are going to be up 3-2 going into game 6. Amazing scenario. Amazing. Here's the bottom line. We're going to relax these next couple of days. They don't play again tomorrow. They play again on Friday. And then on Friday night, from Rogers Place in Edmonton, the Panthers can win the Stanley Cup. Not the Oilers. The Panthers can win the Stanley Cup. How can you not be super pumped up about that? You're allowed to be pissed off and upset about last night. The stakes are so fucking high. But now, you gotta butch up. Now, you butch up and realize this shit is hard. We got a series. Panther fan needs to butch up a little bit. There was a lot of scared last night. There's a lot of we lost the series last night. Get the fuck out of here. It's a race to 4. Up 3-0, distant memory. That's gone. Doesn't matter anymore. Now we have a series. It's easy to tell the fans who just started watching this team and the fans who have been with this team forever. This shit means something to me. I think you know that by now. It means a lot to me, this Panther team. Winning this Stanley Cup means a lot to me. It was never going to be easy. That's what makes it worth it. Butch the fuck up. The Panthers have a chance to win the Stanley Cup on Friday night. We are still in the advantageous position. And I said this yesterday. I felt like the Panthers were going to win Game 5. I'm nervous, but I'm super excited. I'm a lot more excited than nervous. But I also said, if they lose Game 5, I'm going to be super excited to win the Stanley Cup Game 6. And God forbid they lose Game 6, I'm going to, guess what? Yep, say it with me. I'm going to be super excited to win Game 7 on home ice and win the Stanley Cup. The Panthers are still in control of this series. Only one team can win the Stanley Cup on Friday. It's the Panthers. So, yeah, we had 2 chances. That's what happens when you go up 3-0. You get 4 chances to win 1 game. Not 1 chance, not 2 chances, 4 chances. And by going up 3-0, the Panthers earned this opportunity to have another crack at the Stanley Cup. And if they don't win Friday, you got a winner-take-all, maybe one of the biggest games in the history. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I want the series to end on Friday, but it'd be one of the biggest games in the history of South Florida sports. You should be nervous. Anything worth having, anything that has high stakes, you should be nervous about. Otherwise, it's not worth it. The nerves are good. It means it's important. It means you're focused on what's important. But the excitement should be much greater than the nerves. Much greater. We are still in a much more advantageous position than the Oilers. But instead of this series being a blowout, we now have a series. That's where we are. And you know what? If, God willing, the Panthers win this series, we're going to look back and say, you know what? Winning it like this, so much better than in a sweep. What? I wasn't going to get heart palpitations, but winning it like this would have been so much better. It's so much better than winning it in a sweep. You're going to say that. You know what else you're going to say? When you go to North Fort Lauderdale Subaru and you take advantage of the summer sales event, you're going to say, thank you, ZASLOW. But you know what? It's not necessary. I just want to make sure you get all the good deals at the only car dealership we personally endorse here at ZASLOW Show 2.0, North Fort Lauderdale Subaru. Right now at North Fort Lauderdale Subaru, you can make 0 down payment, make 0 payments for 30 months, make 0 security deposit, and right now, get 0% APR financing on select new Subarus. Plus, right now, get 0% APR up to 72 months on the Subaru Solterra. North Fort Lauderdale Subaru gives you that exceptional experience at their brand new state-of-the-art facility. It's on North Andrews Avenue. You can see it from I-95 at the Cypress Creek Road exit. Maybe you just want to get your current vehicle serviced. Luckily for you, at North Fort Lauderdale Subaru, they service all makes and models. So whatever car you currently drive, you can get service with confidence at North Fort Lauderdale Subaru. North Fort Lauderdale Subaru, NFLSubaru.com. Don't miss the summer sales event going on all month long at North Fort Lauderdale Subaru, the location you know with an experience you'll love. Plus, you guys know, I love making sure that your homeowner's insurance is taken care of. I've been with Brunt Insurance for over 10 years now, and that's because I know that not only am I getting the best rate on my homeowner's insurance, but I also have the most comprehensive coverage. So I don't have to lay awake at night wondering, oh man, God forbid something happens to my home. I mean, how about all that rain we had last week? You know, God forbid something happens. I'm taken care of, and that's because I use Greg Brunt and his fully licensed staff at Brunt Insurance. Give them a call today. Make sure you have the proper coverage. 954-589-2204. And wherever you're calling from in the state of Florida, they have offices all throughout the state, Brunt Insurance. So from Pensacola to the Keys and beyond, Brunt Insurance has you covered. They're going to tailor your insurance exactly to your needs. If you're looking for affordable care also that offers the best coverage for your automobile, your motorcycle, your boat, a few months ago, I switched my auto insurance and I'm getting it through Brunt Insurance. That's right. You're making the right call when you call 954-589-2204 at Brunt Insurance. Their team has the expertise, the experience to find the perfect coverage for you. And that includes comprehensive policies on both motorhomes and trailers. Even if you already have insurance coverage that you like, call Brunt Insurance. Make sure that they can't get you a better rate. I'll bet they can. Call and get a free quote. 954-589-2204, bruntinsurance.com.